Hi everyone, I'm going to do an unboxing. I finally got my order from In Love Arts and I want to go through and show you what I've got. I'm time permitting. I also want to do an art journal page. So first of all, I've got this lovely stencils that I'm already planning of a sea theme page. So these are, well, I'll put them on this so you can see. And this, now I'm going to put in the description box below links to all these products and also a discount code. So if you like, you can check it out in the description box below. Now I've got some stamps. This is going to be in an art journal page with this that I'm already planning. This sea theme and this lovely background stamp that I'm planning on a steampunk page, with this also for a steampunk page. Some swirly things to decorate and add to a page. I've got mushrooms, lovely mushrooms, and leaves and flowers, more leaves and pumpkins. Looks like more of a Thanksgiving stamps, flowers and leaves. This decorative background stamp that I can't wait to use. More flowers and swirly elements that I love, and you can't have enough butterflies, flowers and whatnot. And these strips I am already fascinated and planning on using. So all this and the links will be down below. I'm putting this and all of my stencils and this, and I'm planning on doing a page with them. So I've got one of my journals here that I've already gessoed. I hope, yeah, it's dry. I was really hoping to make an art journal page today with what I've got, of course. So let's start. Some palette here. I took some turquoises and blue and something for my sea theme page, and these are all acrylic paints and they are from my cheap store. And yeah, okay, already managed to smear paint on myself. Good job. Yeah. And this one also, this turquoise. Let's see if this will be enough. And I want some white, so I will have variations to the colors. And let's get out this stencil. I'm thinking of randomly going around the page, and I forgot to take a sponge. Very organized of me, yeah? Okay, so here is one, and I'm starting with this blue, and I'm dabbing it so I won't have too much on my sponge, and I'm just starting to dab like this. And what I'm planning to do is go from color to color, like so, and then they are blending and creating more variation, and it's more interesting. Like so. And I can dip into the white, and now I'm creating another variation in the color. Like so. And again changing. Like so. Now I don't want to do the whole square, I just want it like this, and I think, well, I hope it will work. I want to change now to another stencil, and I hope it won't create a really big mess, and that I will have an interesting effect in the background. So I'm taking this one, putting it here, and basically continuing, only this time it's another pattern. It goes along with this one, but it's a different pattern. So I will have a lot of pattern in the back. Yeah. And again, I'm trying not to create a box, a square. I'm just dipping and trying to make them flow. Let's the best description I can give you. And I'm not sure if this will work because these are flowy and wavy. I'll keep it for another page, I think. So I'm going back again to this one, and I am debating if I want a complete coverage of my page or if I only want some areas. Haven't decided yet. So I'm going to just continue doing this and change colors as I go, and we'll see where it gets us. I'll be back. I'm back. So my crazy idea worked. I've combined the two stencil here, and I love this background, but I need to put it aside to dry before I continue. Now I want to use the stamps here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp them on the white backing of a paper napkin. First of all, it will be easier than on the paper that I want to use, and I will show you, because I want this particular fish, I want him to face two sides, and I will show in a minute what I'm talking about. So by stamping it on this, I can flip it over and it can be used on for two sides. So I'm taking the stamp and it's important to use permanent ink pad like Ranger's archival ink or memento. I am sure there are others. That's what I have and what I use. So now I have this pattern here on the sides. You can stamp on it or you can stamp on the inside, and I'm going to do it on the inside. Let's do at least 3 fishes, so I will have enough to play with, or maybe more, we'll see. Oops. Yeah. Now I'm going to stamp also these other elements, but I want to show you what I'm going to do. The thing is that I'm going first to take the images out of the paper napkin with a fine brush and a little bit of water, just going like this. And now I can take it out very easily, like so. Let's take another one, and I will show you what I mean by flipping it over. Here we go. So I've looked through my stash of painty papers. I want my elements on the page to be in these colors. I'm not sure what I've used here. Maybe distress inks. Here I've used just watercolors and salt, and when it dries it creates this pattern, and it has a little bit of texture. Now I'm going to glue one fish like this and one fish like this, and then I will have one that will face the other way. So for this I'm just going to use white glue that I've added a little bit of water to it, because it's easier to work on paper napkins, and I don't have a recipe because each white glue has different consistency each time I buy. Even if it's from the same store, the same brand, I just need to check if the consistency, and I just add water as much as I think it's needed. Now make sure you have enough glue underneath. If you miss a spot, you will have an air bubble and it won't disappear into the background. Use a soft brush and also the flat of the brush to smooth it over from the inside towards the outside, like so, and then it disappears into the background. And when it's dry I can fussy cut it. And now I can take the other one. Let's make it on this one. Making sure I have enough glue. And again the same thing, using the flat of the brush to smooth it, just so I won't have air bubbles, and that it will disappear nicely into the background. So now I have 2 fishes, each one facing the other way, and it's only with one stamp. So I'm going to do more of these elements, fussy cut them and return. I'll be back. I'm back. So I've got my elements. I fussy cut them, or not really. I've left a little bit on the side. I think it gave it more. I don't know. I like it like this, so I didn't stick to the lines. I'm going to move them for now. I am wanting to add more stuff to my background, and I'm going to use the stamps I've got here. And let's take one, and I have here a Pine Needles Distress Ink by Tim Holtz, and I'm thinking stamping it and, well, making what it's called, algae, corals, whatever, something like that. So just going to stamp it like this. It's not long enough, so I'm just making it, repeating it one after another to create the illusion of a long, whatever this is, seaweeds. Switching to another one just to keep it more interesting. I know it's not a lot noticeable on the page, but I don't want it. It needs to add to the background, not overwhelm it. And let's switch for another one. So lots of seaweeds. And also overlapping. There is no rhyme or reason. Wherever I think I want it, I'm stamping it. I'm making it branch out, not always in the same line. Yeah, I think, yeah, this is it. So now I want to play with the placement of my elements. Let's see. And maybe one here. Yeah, so I'm going to glue this down, and then I'll come back. I'm back. So everything is adhered, and the only thing I've done is going around my page with the same distress ink and a sponge just to frame everything. And I've got some elements that are not bright enough, like this one, so I want to add something more, but I don't want to cover all the details, so I need to use something that is translucent. Any kind of felt pens, highlighters, anything like this can work. Watercolors, gelatos, anything, just not something like acrylic paint. because then it will cover, it's opaque, it will cover what you've got. So I'm just adding in several places where I think it needs to be more bright, and I'm not giving any thought to it, just adding a little bit to brighten several areas. And let's take this one. Just add something to the whole, something like that. To brighten it. Let's add a little bit here. As I said, no, I'm not going to overthink it. I just want them to be a little bit more brighter. Something like that. And let's put a little bit here. Really doesn't matter. Well, this yellow is not great, but never mind. Yeah. I think this is it. I really like what's going on here, and that's it. That's my page. And as I said, all the things I got and what I've used here are down in the description box, and if you want them, don't forget to use the discount code. So thank you for watching, and thank you for leaving me comments below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. And before I forget, like always, I'm going to bring it close so you will see all the little details. I'm always forgetting to do it at the end. So this is it. Bye for now.